Hello and welcome. On behalf of everyone at H+ Nano, I'd like to extend our deepest gratitude. Over the course of this clinical trial, you will be helping us test a range of groundbreaking technologies within the field of medicine. Technologies that will change the way our bodies fight off diseases, technologies that will change the world. By now, the Lord Pierce Wachter staff should have provided you with this trial's informed consent form. As you've probably read, this is not actually a drug, but rather a device. What does that mean exactly? Well, before we begin our work together, I'd like to tell you a bit more about the product and what you should expect during your stay at the clinic. We call it the N54, and in its simplest terms, it's a medical implant. However, this one is very small. And so you may have also read, it will be administered to you like a drug, through one saline injection at the top of the spine. During your first week of the trial, there will be no test, so to speak. It's during this initial period that the implant will need time to become active and develop a relationship with your nervous system. So use this time to relax, surf the web, watch some films, or read a good book. You may also be wondering why this trial prohibits the use of personal wireless devices such as phones, tablets, and laptops. This is because the microscopic implant is very sensitive to a range of wireless frequencies that could affect our test results. We apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your understanding. After your first week, you'll be asked to participate in a variety of aerobic, anaerobic, and passive tests. This will allow us to observe how the implant is reacting to various body processes. If you begin to develop cloudy vision during your stay, do not be alarmed. This is an expected symptom during your second week and should subside by the end of the third or fourth week. In general, we expect this to be a completely safe and harmless trial. But please remember, however, that if at any point you experience one or more of the following symptoms, trembling or muscle spasms, frontal migraine, sharp pain in the sinuses or behind the eyes, uncontrolled contractions of the stomach, tingling in the throat, or shortness of breath, inform an on-duty paramedic immediately. And that's it. Should you have any additional questions, the LPW team will be able to answer them on our behalf. And you can always learn more about us at www.hplusnano.com. And again, we at H+ Nano can't thank you enough for helping companies like ours save lives and change this world for the better.
You are the protector of your home, dreamer of not just a better future, but of a better now. You've said no to the decay, to the harming of your fragile earth, and you've thrown clutter to the wind, focusing on what matters most. At Mortal Systems, we're lending you a hand, conserving your network, your data, and your world, so that no matter where you are, you know that we're there too.
I'm busy. I'll be back in 10. Ah, good. You haven't left yet.
No, I'm holding here as long as I can. The flight to Santiago is 16 hours and then 3 more after that.
Right. Goodness. I want to talk to you about the other night.
Brianna, we don't need to...
No, please. Just... I need to apologize.
You definitely don't need to apologize.
I do, really. We were here working late and I was tired, and I'm sure that played a part, but it's really no excuse. Look, the problems that I'm facing in my marriage are mine, and for me to have shared them with you in any part, no matter how small, was not only a betrayal to my husband and to my marriage, but to my work here with you and this project as a whole. I don't consider myself your boss. I can't even begin to understand the work that you're doing here. It's brilliant. So I've come to view you as my colleague and perhaps even my friend, which perhaps is why I don't want you to interpret what I said, particularly at the end.
Brianna, you were opening up to me. It's natural, considering...
No, I was being flirtatious, and it was wrong. And I'm sorry.
Raiz called me about an hour ago. The subject has arrived.
So, you'll be there for the tests?
Yeah, although I don't think I'll be much use to them for the first week.
First week? How long are the tests?
A little over a month.
You'll be there the entire time?
We talked about this the other night.
Right, I didn't realize.
And I should probably be going. They'll want me buckled up soon.
You should go.
I'll see you in a month then.
Maybe before then. If I can brave that flight time, I might schedule a trip.
Experiments in this particular lab are on the molecular level. Doctors, this is Kenneth Luban. ¿Ves? Ya lo tenemos aquí. So yes, I'd like to think of this as the building blocks lab. Protein synthesis, synthetic organisms. Good Lord. And all the synthesis back there is the foundation for the wetware-related projects in here.
This is where you build the N54.
Exactly right.
And, of course, the synthetic people.
Well, it's not as strange as you make it sound. Synthetic is just a word, but everything is synthetic. The question is, who synthesized it?
Ah, you mean the synthetic pandas?
You're not a spiritual man?
Well, I'm a scientist.
You know, there was a time in human history when God and the hand of science were the same. In fact, several ancient cultures understood the relationship between miracle and natural function better than we do. Sadly, much of that knowledge got lost in great purchase.
Or relegated to metaphysics.
Some, sure. But the nervous system is in metaphysics. It's a complex computer, and it's ready for an upgrade through many of the techniques we're devising here.
But it can't compete with the computers being built today, the software being written.
Why not?
Because we've already crossed that threshold. Computers are smarter. I mean, look at us, trying to connect the world through nanocomputers. That is the human condition. We've created these tools, so they're a part of our humanity. And I think that is thrilling. We don't need myth and magic anymore.
Well, I predict one day we won't even need implants or any inorganic system for that matter. Our own nervous systems have that potential on their own. Mass storage, supercomputation, even an area of the brain with wireless transfer capabilities.
Right. ESP.
Precognitive science. It's really the heart of what we're doing. A tougher puzzle than anything else here. And I know you like puzzles.
Ah, I was planning on doing some relaxing. Getting out on some of those glaciers.
Well, you certainly can. I'll show you some terrific hikes later. But first, I want to introduce you to our prize for the month.
Right. The gifted test subject.
Meet Simone. You'll be working with her a lot during the next month, mapping her mind, building the core of your operating system. It's one-way glass.
So she can't see me.
And she never will. She'll be in complete isolation while here. We want her to forget she's in a laboratory. We want science to be the last thing on her mind.
Aren't you going to invite me in? Should have assumed you wouldn't come tonight. A gala honoring you.
Please, no sarcasm.
It's not sarcasm. I haven't seen you in months except for your sporadic appearance at staff meetings, and even those are gone. So yeah, I suppose I was looking forward to seeing you tonight.
How'd you get here?
I called a service. Don't worry, nobody knows where I am.
Your husband will wonder.
Did I do something wrong with us?
No.
Then why are you keeping me away?
I had myself implanted.
What?
About a month and a half ago, I had them implant me with the prototype. I insisted I couldn't let this out without knowing.
Are you crazy?
Maybe.
Are you experiencing some side effects?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Dreams. I've been having the same dream every night since I was implanted, or a continuation of the same dream, I think.
That could be stress.
It's guilt. I wake every morning with terrible guilt, and I don't know why. I don't even really remember the dreams, except the colors, and it's so vivid. I'm chasing a child, falling through forests and fields. I don't know why that's important, but it is. And then every day, just a little more guilt.
About?
My life, my work, H+. I really can't tell if it's the implant or not.
You're just alone right now, but soon the world will be joining you. And you've created something brilliant, Kenneth, and good. There is no reason that you have to be alone in this. I want to be implanted too.
No, no. I can't do that to you. It's not ready.
And then if you won't let me in here, can you let me back in here?
Good evening. Top story today, Irish biotech startup H+ Nano.
A new breakthrough in implantation technology might just pave the way.
Computers in the brain? Sound like science fiction? Well, not according to H+ Nano. The company has just released a medical implant that they say
Was more than just a merging of man and machine. This implant gives patients a window's view into their own bodies.
H+ is giving consumers exactly what they want, and Mortal Systems has the most reliable network infrastructure.
The problem is, we have antitrust laws.
Oh, come on,
No,
the song and
I'm
dance again.
serious.
Okay.
Do you see this one day replacing doctors?
If you look at our African Youth Initiative, for example, we're doing exactly that.
Well, I have just one antitrust law. I don't trust anyone who wants to stick a computer in my head. especially if they're Irish.
In other news, world tech stocks fell yet again amid...
Protesters are part of a larger anti-technology movement inflamed by the recent deaths of 4 human test subjects.
These scientists need to understand that we are people, we are not their toys.
Hundreds of millions of people worldwide stood in long lines today to be the first to try out
a computer in your head. H+ Nano's long-awaited successor to the N54 medical implant has finally hit the shelves. And
Well, it may look like a hallucination, but that floating interface has everything you need, from chat to video.
What if I wanted to listen to some music?
For all you grown-ups out there considering an implant,
just swipe over to the music icon.
Consider this.
4 data centers were breached this weekend.
Its creator, A,
compromising the personal information.
Does not support it anymore. B, has been missing for weeks.
H+. The world is in you. You're always online. You're always connected.
I love being super organized, and with H+, I don't have to remember anything. It'll set reminders for me, filter my news and social media in one place. I'm really impressed with how easily I was able to master it. It's like I was born this way.
Even the little things are great. Look, I wake up every morning before dawn to talk to my international clients. H+ lets me set an internal alarm so I wake up rested and without disturbing my wife. What could be better than that?
I play games live with my sister in Tokyo.
The H+ constantly monitors all my vital statistics and found out that I had high blood pressure. Within weeks, I was able to change my diet and eliminate any health risk. That's important.
My health insurance covered the procedure.
The transparent windows let me watch the game while I'm in a meeting or standing in line. And the moving overlays let me move things from the background to the foreground, which really gives me great control and flexibility.
I'd heard different opinions on H+. Since I've been connected, my life has changed. I honestly don't know what I'd do without it. I think I'd be on a desert island if I got disconnected or something.
My neighbor's always tinkering with his car in his garage. I know nothing about cars, so I'm over there the other day. He doesn't know I have an H+, so he finds this broken piece. I do a quick look scan on it. Not only did I find the part number, I found where it was in stock at a local auto parts store. And he looked at me like I was from Mars. It's fun suddenly being an expert.
Find out if H+ is right for you and start connecting to your future. Contact your doctor if you experience any persistent migraines in the week after implantation, as this could be the sign of a rare but serious side effect. H+. The world is in you.
He's awake. I checked on him about 30 minutes ago.
Cool. Breakfast is outside today. Grab something for yourself. Then bring some cereal for him.
Okay.
Morning. Here. You should hold.
Thanks. What day is today?
Friday?
Yeah. They're gonna stop looking for me soon. They'll think I killed myself, or that I don't want to be found.
Do you want to be found?
Sure.
Well, I read some news yesterday.
On the grid, Kaczynski would be very disappointed.
No, he wouldn't. And I'm not him. They're releasing your H+ next month. Only 2 months after we took you, after your big spectacle at the conference. I guess they aren't listening to you.
Of course not. It's industry.
No. It's the fall of man. Scientists that can't stop tinkering with us, redefining what it means to be alive. And you were their lead architect. You can't change that now. Not with an apology. Or, words of regret.
Look, I had plenty of guilt before you kidnapped me.
I'm not trying to guilt you. I'm here to tell you that we are your only way to redemption. We're gonna let you make things right.
Make things right?
There are thousands of us. Cells organized all over the world. And we're looking for something.
What's that?
A place. Science's last refuge. It's called God's Hand.
God's Hand?
Kind of poetic, right? But it's just a warehouse, a storage facility. Only it's been around for a long time. And it's all there. Centuries of tools backed up. Everything that man needs to keep on his misguided little path. The abacus, combustion engine, even things that we thought we lost in wars and fires.
Sounds like you're looking for Atlantis.
Go ahead, make fun. But we know it exists. I imagine your H+ is on its way if it isn't already there. And you are gonna help me find this place, Kenneth. God's Hand. And when I do, I'm gonna burn it to the ground.
See me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Who are you?
Simona Rossi.
You're in my H+.
Hello? Simona? Simona, please come back! Simona!
Simona.
Tell Jason I can do it. I can find his God's Hand, but I need him to bring me my computer. And paper, lots of paper.
Entschuldigung, wissen Sie zufällig, wo die Wolterstraße ist? Dieses blöde Ding hier führt mich genau dahin, wo ich gerade herkomme.
Wolterstraße? Ja, natürlich.
understand everything now. The chip, the mistakes. You don't need to be ashamed. I can help. I can. I often wonder what if you could have trusted me then? I know why you couldn't, but I'm different now. Determined. You did that for me. You freed me. If I come to you, will you wait there? Please, let me help you. I know you're afraid, and I know how big this is, but I can free you from all of that. We can unlock that chip together. I won't stop, Monte, or my life. We will fix this. Just tell me you care. Just tell me you care.
I'm here to see Dr. Gavir.
Lena, so glad you could make it back on such short notice. Brianna, Connell, our guest of honor.
Hello, Lena.
Lena, wonderful to finally meet you. The doctors told us all about you.
All good things. Please sit. Sit.
Try, Lena.
Please. So, was it a long trip?
About an hour. It felt a little longer this time. I usually come with my sister.
Me too.
Yes. It was very short notice.
Apologies, Lena. We're making last-minute changes to our timetable.
Brianna's job has her traveling a lot lately.
But we're here, and you're here, and we're very glad this is working out. You're still prepared to go ahead with the surrogacy? We would have to move forward within the next month.
Well,
that's a lot to think about in your first few minutes here.
It's important, Connell.
I know, but still, a lot.
I should give you all some privacy.
You have a large family, Lena?
Not so large, no.
Brianna has one sibling. I'm an only.
Are you comfortable at home? Do you have your own room?
Yes, I'm comfortable.
We just want to make sure.
The doctor was clear about H+.
The implant?
Yes, you'll be implanted. Connected 24 hours a day until the birth.
I'm sorry, this is not...
The doctor wasn't clear about H+?
Oh, no, he was. I just wasn't prepared. I thought this was another meeting with...
Sorry, I'm getting a conference coming in. You two continue on. I'm recording everything.
I'm not much of a chai guy. Even in India, Shehans need coffee. Lots of flavors here.
Is it not strange leaving her alone?
She's not alone. She'll be chatting for at least 10 minutes.
Xian, that's a very nice name.
It actually means peaceful child in Gaelic. Appropriate, isn't it? Tell me about your town, Lena.
Oh, it's very small, boring, rural. I'm sure you could read more about it using your H+.
Nah, I fancy talking to people.
Well, I'd rather Mumbai. There's more opportunity.
And what would you like to do here?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. So what do you two do?
Well, I'm a writer, and Brianna works for the big company that put these computers into our heads.
Do you write movies?
Novels. Novel. And you wouldn't find it too interesting. It takes place in a small rural town.
Sounds very boring.
Yes, I'm still here. You were saying about Kenneth Luban? No, the company has nothing to worry about. He's harmless. He's a broken man.
I guess I'll be the only girl in my town with one.
You're nervous.
Yes.
You shouldn't be. It's a much simpler procedure than the surrogacy. I assure you.
My father and my brother have one. I remember they said it was nothing.
Yes, it's easy. Not too invasive.
Can you get sick?
Sick.
I saw a video of people getting sick. They were going crazy. Foreign objects in their bodies, some kind of rejection.
Sure, that can happen with anything, but we've covered all that in your tests. I assure you, it's safe.
Really?
Believe me, I know a lot about that kind of reaction to H+.
Of course, I didn't mean to question your medical knowledge.
No, I mean, it happened to me.
You? Wait, you don't have H+?
No, I don't.
That must be very difficult for you. I can imagine it's a very helpful tool in your field. Doctor? Doctor?
I'm sorry, say again?
I said it must be very difficult for you not having H+, you being a doctor and all.
You can't imagine how difficult. I envy you, Lena. It's an amazing technology. We'll be able to track every process of your body and the child's.
And I'll be able to listen to music and watch movies, and maybe even tonight I'll watch Devdas.
No, not yet. The implant will take about a week to engage. And you'll have to be careful not to stray out of reception over the next month. You'll have to stay connected. Otherwise, its relationship with your nervous system will be severed. Think of it as a fresh wound that would close up quickly.
Like an ear piercing.
Exactly. And it would take time for the implant to establish that relationship again.
So if I'll be able to communicate with others, the Xians, using H+, can they know my thoughts? Can they know what I'm thinking?
No, the software won't allow it.
Okay, but what if this...
You're wrong.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. I meant... See? You're implanted. See how easy that was?
Oh, how beautiful. Connell, are you seeing this?
Of course.
He's healthy.
Very healthy. The software is still trying to gather data, but it has enough to bring the child into the monitoring process.
It's just enough to know that he's there, right, love?
Yes. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
That's okay. He's always with you. Now, this should motivate you to stay a little bit more connected.
I told you I turn it off when I write.
Let's talk about schedule. I'd like to see if we could try and match up our daily schedules a bit more. You know, I don't want to ask you to drastically change anything.
Change what things exactly?
Well, your sleep schedule, for example, only by a few hours. You know, try and live in the same time zone, as it were. And that wouldn't be too bad for her, would it, Doctor?
Excuse me?
If Lena shifted her sleep schedule by a few hours, and that way we would be more available to each other.
You can always contact me at night.
I know, but I don't want to wake you unless it's an emergency. I understand it's a lot to ask, but the way it is now, I'm only home from work an hour before you go to bed. And I would change my schedule if I could, but work just won't allow it. Doctor? Well, how would you suggest it?
Well, if she does it gradually over a weekend, it should be fine.
I mean, I'm always available to you during my workday, and Connell too. But you know what I mean, right?
Of course.
Actually, do you mind if I excuse myself for a minute? Peters, are you still there? Okay, I'm alone. Continue. Please refrain from that kind of tone. You're speaking to me as if I don't want this chip gone just as much as you do. No, Peters, let me finish. Monta, Ichiro, we all want it gone. And by now, everyone should recognize the child's importance to that. Once Monta embeds your Sumi application into Lena's H+ account, you'll be able to study the child yourself. Perhaps then you'll believe me. His DNA will rid us of this sickness.